Welcome to my views and news. Some new stories from Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Sudan. Firstly, Ethiopia, where Tigray region reports are coming in of new military recruitment in the Tigray region. Why is Tigray government recruiting new youth? Is it making preparations for a new war? In which cities youths are being recruited? What is the objective? Because we know that TDF members are being demobilized. Toga's National Rehabilitation Commission is making preparations to start reintegration of Tigray fighters and other armed groups members. Secondly, viewers, 3-hour long fighting between Fano fighters and Ethiopian National Defense Force is being reported. Where did this intense fighting happen and who started the fight? Is Fano launching attacks on Ethiopian military's camps, or military is trying to approach hideouts of the Fano fighters? We have details for you of this 3-hour long fighting. Thirdly, an update for you from Sudan. Sudanese military is collapsing in Darfur. I have been keeping you updated about the momentum which rapid support forces have on their side. So hundreds of Sudanese military members have joined rapid support forces in East Darfur. 2 videos for you showing that Sudanese army officers and soldiers are joining rapid support forces in Western Sudan. Firstly, viewers, Tigray. War in Tigray came to an end in November last year when peace deal was signed. Eritrean military withdrew from large parts of Tigray. Amhara forces also withdrew, but not from entire Tigray. Tigray announced demobilization, and Tigray started handing over heavy weapons. Tigray handed over artillery pieces, tanks, missiles, group weapons too. Tigray fighters are still armed with small weapons. Demobilization, disarmament, demobilization, reintegration. These are 3 phases of the implementation of one important section of the Pretoria deal. Disarmament could not be completed. Demobilization, obviously not complete. If Tigray fighters are armed, you cannot say that they have been demobilized. Armed persons are not demobilized wherever they are. And reintegration could not start. Why? Lack of funds. Tigray interim president Getachew a few days ago made it clear that because of lack of financial resources, implementation of Pretoria deal was very slow. Toga, head of the Ethiopian commission tasked with the reintegration of Tigray fighters and fighters of other armed groups, said that the commission needs $0.5 billion for reintegration to complete. By the way, when Toga's National Rehabilitation Commission made some assessments a few months ago, he said that around 250,000 fighters would be reintegrated, and Commission would need 0.5 billion US dollars. But now the Commission has revisited its estimates. Now the Commission says that 171 fighters will be reintegrated, and the Commission is going to need 0.75 billion US dollars for this demobilization, reintegration. And we don't know about which mechanism has been adopted to verify the lists of Tigray fighters, other fighters, who will ensure that those who are being reintegrated actually remain part of Tigray Defense Force. Because we have seen that lists of beneficiaries of aid were inflated. That is why aid supply was suspended by USAID and World Food Programme. Now, coming back to the topic, new military recruitment underway in Tigray. Now it is being reported by several sources. Yesterday, some youths were recruited in Share and Adwa cities. They were recruited, recruitment ongoing for a few days, and then they were told to report at temporary camps. Training could start in coming days. And yesterday we heard from Yilalam, who is North Gondar zone administrator, Yilalam Fentahun, who, delivering a speech at Amhara Regional Council, said that Tigray had mobilized 2 divisions of its fighters, around more than 10,000 of its fighters along Tigray. So we need to see all these developments jointly. That is how we'll be able to understand what is happening in the Tigray region. It means that Tigray fighters are still armed. Implementation of peace deal is very slow. Tigray wants to keep itself fully prepared for another eventuality. Can we say that Tigray is planning another war? I wouldn't say that. Though Debretsion Gebremichael, a Tigray president, was interviewed by BBC Tigrania a few days ago. And there the anchor asked a question about the blame that TPLF leaders should take responsibility. Will there be accountability of TPLF leaders? Will anyone from TPLF be held accountable? In response to this question, Debretsion said that struggle not over. It's ongoing. At the end of struggle, it can be determined who is to blame. At this point of time, struggle ongoing. That is what Debretsion said. Not quote unquote, but that is what he said. This part of his interview was not covered, by the way, or not, it was overlooked. You can say that he was saying that maybe peace struggle was underway, or you can say that he was maybe referring to military aspect too, that war was not over. But it seemed Debretsion gave a hint that Tigray was fully prepared, war was not over. I wouldn't say that TPLF is making preparations for a new war. My understanding is that territorial disputes are unresolved. Deadlock is continuing. Deadlock between Tigray and Amhara over Volkai, Tumara Sagade, Raya, Koram, etc. Dispute between Tigray and Eritrea over dispute territories, Zilambasa, under Eritrean control, Europe to Badme granted to Eritrea by a boundary commission 2 decades ago. But Debretsion a few days ago in his interview with BBC Tigray, demanded Eritrea to withdraw from Badme, and he said that talks should be held for the implementation of Algiers agreement. But before that, Eritrea should withdraw from Badme. So, Tigray Tigray leadership believes that maybe Tigray will have to use force in coming days, weeks or months. That is why Tigray is keeping itself fully prepared, new recruitments ongoing. It does not mean that Tigray is going to start a new war, though there are some hawks in Tigray too, some hawks in TPLF too, who say Pretoria was a deal of capitulation. Tigray should have a new deal. There are some hawks there who propose that Tigray should be prepared for a new war. And we should also take into account preparations in Amhara region too, in Eritrea too. Eritrea conducting military drills on Tigray border. Amhara, Fano developing into a formidable force. How can Tigray remain unprepared? Tigray would like to be fully prepared, because from the north Eritrea and from the south Amhara hardliners are asserting themselves. That is why maybe preparations underway, military training underway. At the same time, there could be other plans too behind this recruitment. Now, when reintegration of Tigray fighters is starting, it means that Tigray fighters will have to surrender, they'll have to lay down arms, they'll have to be totally demobilized. And these Tigray fighters who will be reintegrated, they'll be getting money from the National Rehabilitation Commission. Maybe Tigray wants to raise new militias or new military, because old ones are going to be demobilized, reintegrated under the monitoring and surveillance of National Rehabilitation Commission. Several angles. You can analyze this development from several angles. Secondly, viewers, 3-hour-long fighting between Fano fighters and Ethiopian National Defense Force in the North Shore zone of the Amhara region happened yesterday. It is being reported today. We got information yesterday too, but on several fronts, clashes ongoing between Fano fighters and security forces, and sometimes incorrect, false information is also shared. That is why we try to verify through multiple sources and then share with you what is the on the ground situation. Mirhabate is a woreda in North Shore zone of the Amhara region. Mirhabate shares border with Mido Wuramo. Mido Wuramo is another woreda where curfew was imposed around 48 hours ago. Why was curfew imposed? Because in Mirhabate there was intense fighting between Fano fighters and Ethiopian security forces. Reportedly, Fano fighters stormed a camp of Ethiopian National Defense Force. Fano has changed gears, viewers, by the way. Fano was defending itself. Fano factions were defending themselves a few weeks ago. Military was chasing them and they were trying to hide themselves in forests, mountains, trying to reorganize, regroup themselves. But now there is change in strategy. Now Fano fighters are trying to attack Ethiopian National Defense Force. Their camps, ENDF camps, are being attacked. Convoys are being ambushed. Police officers are being assassinated. Mayors' houses are being bombed too. Fano is now in offensive mode, not in defensive mode. Gradually, Fano is entering offensive mode. Reportedly, dozens have been killed in this 3-hour-long fighting in North Shore yesterday. Again, I repeat that in almost all videos that North Shore very destabilized. There is shore orbit in North Shore. I have been reporting what is happening in shore orbit. Then there is Mido Ramo, where curfew imposed. Mirhabate, 3-hour-long fighting yesterday. And still no signs of any meaningful dialogue. Though Amhara regional government proposed dialogue today to the Fano fighters, waiting for response from Fano. By the way, who will respond on behalf of Fano fighters? Because different factions issue separate statements mostly. So who will respond to Fano fighters, on behalf of Fano fighters? Who will respond to the government's statement on behalf of Fano? Gundar Fano, Gajjam Fano, Skandar ZPF, Mere Vatacho. Let's see. But reportedly in coming hours, we could see a response to Amhara president's offer of talks to Fano. Thirdly, we have Sudan, where Sudanese military gradually collapsing. It lost ground in Bahari, Khartoum, Umidurman. Its general command headquarters under siege, Al-Burhan. Other generals under siege reportedly in Khartoum Central. In Darfur, situation is worse, where Sudanese military officers are joining rapid support forces. In East Darfur, Al-Dain, we saw that last week, CRP base, entire base joined rapid support forces. And that was followed by decision made by hundreds of Sudanese military soldiers based in Al-Dain, East Darfur. They have joined rapid support forces. 15 officers, more than 500 soldiers of Sudanese army have joined rapid support forces in Al-Dain. A video was shared today by rapid support forces from Al-Dain. Secondly, in South Kordofan yesterday, a Captain Muhammad Ahmad Adam joined rapid support forces. West Darfur already under RSF control, large parts of West Darfur. East Darfur coming under RSF control. Central Darfur, massive presence of rapid support forces. Same situation, the situation in South Darfur too. RSF fighters in Nyala, close to Nyala, though there are other players too. But Darfur is gradually coming under RSF control. There are some other players too, but those players can only survive if they reach some agreements with rapid support force. So the military is being cleared gradually from Darfur. Two clips for you. First one showing hundreds of Sudanese army soldiers have joined rapid support forces in Al-Dain, East Darfur. Second one shows Sudanese army Captain Muhammad Ahmad Adam, who joined rapid support forces in South Kordofan yesterday. Take watch.
أمام الله بحماية شعبنا العظيم وصون كرامته، ولكن اتضح لنا تورط أياض النظام البائد وفلوله في إشعال الحرب وإحراق البلاد للعودة مجددا للحكم في رغبة شعبنا الذي قام بثورته العظيمة وقدم فيها الكثير من التضحيات. من واجبنا الوقوف مع الشعب في الحرية والعدالة والديمقراطية، لذلك نعلن انضمامنا لقوات الدعم السريع. رقم البطاقة 19730 الرائد طه المهدي بخيت عبد الله الدفعة 53.
رقم البطاقة 22644 نقيب موسى عبد الرحمن محمد علي الوحدة هيئة الاستخبارات العسكرية.
البطاقة 20840 نقيب محمد أحمد آدم المامون آدم. نقيب محمد أحمد آدم المامون آدم. منقب بوت المامون. تاريخ 20/7/2023 أعلن انضمامي لقوات الدعم السريع.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله
طوعا وبإرادة.
أبشر الله. أبشر الله.